Yeah, so like I was saying, basically it's just America just looking for somebody to use to clean up their country. And you can't critique the people. You can't change the people. Politics is not meant to do that. Politics will never change the people. Politics cannot change people. They change laws and, and conditions for people. That's why you got to understand the function of things first. Even when you buy anything from the store, the first thing you understand when you open up the booklet for whatever you got is the function for it. What all it is capable of doing and what it can't do. When you buy any gadget, especially something new that you are not familiar with, you got to look at the booklet and understand everything is all its functions and what it's capable of doing. And what this country, America, has failed to realize is what the government is capable of doing and not incapable of doing. What they not capable of doing and capable of doing. You got to understand that the government is not capable of changing the people. It's not capable of doing that. It's not capable of changing people. So while you're looking for the perfect president, while you're looking for the perfect vice president, while you're looking for the perfect senators, the perfect governors and mayors, and whatever else there is in politics, in law, in government, you're not going to change the people and by them. They are not going to change your people. And see, now the smart people are realizing this, and they're starting to realize, oh, I need prayer. I need to go to church. Let the preacher come and talk to the people while we having this political rally. Because they realize now that they can't, it's out of their control. But see, America killed all the national leaders. That's what I call them. They're national leaders, not just preachers, not just religious priests, not them. National leaders over the people. That's what this country has lacked. Is the national leaders. That's what they lacked. So now you got the pandemic. You got the government that's already failed people's expectations within the first year of the 4-year term. Now everybody's already turned off because of what happened in Afghanistan, especially military. Military is totally turned off towards the administration that's in there now. And they don't know where to turn to. They don't know, and then they're looking at the community and they're looking at how things are going, and they're wondering what is going to happen here? How are we going to get things to change? You can't use presidents to change the community. Now you understand what I'm saying. You can't use presidents to change the community. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, dude. You got to have people that's gifted and born to change the people. I'm going to say that again. You got to have people that's gifted and born to change the people. If you're not gifted to do that, you're going to fail. You're going to be probably killed. But when you're really gifted, you won't die. You know why people are dying? Because they're doing stuff they aren't supposed to be doing. When you're called to do this and you're born to do this, they will die before you die. Every last one of them, everywhere in your building where you living, in your neighborhood, in your city, and in your country. They'll be laying up in the casket while you're alive because you were born to do this. Okay? So that means everything has to complement you. The whole universe has to gravitate to your accommodation. While they fall downhill. When it comes to your life versus their life, it's not even it's not even something to think about. Because they're not doing anything. They're not changing anything. And you're born to change things. You're born to make things happen. All they're going to do is work for a system that doesn't love them. That's all they're going to do. Is either work for a system that doesn't love them or depend on a system that doesn't love them. The government isn't built to love you. That's another thing. It's not. You can't expect the president to love you. You can't expect these governments to love you. All these things that you're expecting from the government, you really had them in people like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. See, they was way ahead of their time. That's one thing that these people don't talk about. They always talk about, how great they were, how great Martin Luther King Jr. was, how great Malcolm X was, and that's all great and that's true. But no one talks about how they were ahead of their time. They talk about that for these musicians, all these rappers and singers and all that. Oh, they're ahead of their time. They're ahead of their time. But they never say this for Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. And they were. Now, you need this. You need a Malcolm X, a Martin Luther King Jr. That's what you need right now. You don't need a president. You don't need a king. You don't need a queen. You don't need any royalty. You need a national leader. You need a MLK or a Malcolm X. That's what you need. Look at all this stuff that's going on. People getting shot out in the streets, black on black crime, crack still out here. People lacing cocaine with that fentanyl, if I'm saying it right. People lacing cocaine with all this cocaine out here, just crazy, devious people. You need, and people just hate each other. You need a Malcolm X. You need a Martin Luther King Jr. And see, we didn't know what they were. We didn't know what they were. We thought they were preachers. We thought they were politicians. Everybody definitely thought they were politicians because they were in the law trying to change things. They were not politicians, though. That's not what they were. They were not politicians. They were national leaders. I believe the Lord gave me the term for what they were. That's what it was, a national leader. They didn't really preach. I mean, even if you listen to Malcolm X, he really wasn't really preaching religion. Same thing with Martin Luther King Jr. He wasn't really preaching Christianity, walking with the Lord. He wasn't preaching that. He was talking about the world, what it should be, the love, the wiring of humanity. That's what he was talking about. The wiring of humanity. Okay? That's not a politician. Politician doesn't have time to talk about the wiring of humanity, the emotions, the people, their needs, their emotional needs, their mental needs, he can touch on the physical needs, like the finances and things like that, but that's as far as it goes. When it comes to the emotional, mental part, you're rarely going to see a president address any of those things. You're rarely going to see a politician address any of those things. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? What you're looking for from your president and your government, you're not going to get. Your yearnings, especially the young people, your yearnings is to have a national leader, somebody to lead the people, not to lead the system of the country. Because that's all the government can do for you. All they can do is lead the government system that's already in place. And some people that's in the government is just, they got gangsters too. They getting their money certain ways, and that's why things stay the way they are. You got gatekeepers that's making sure things stay the way they are. It's common sense, man. It's common sense. There's a lot of money, and everybody ain't angels in the politics. Contrary to what you believe, there's not angelic beings all throughout the government. They got feelings. Their feelings get hurt. They got biased feelings. They gravitate towards certain people, black and white, who they gravitate towards. And they have the capacity to be evil, straight out evil. They have the capacity to get money just like a lot of gangsters do. All these movies y'all watch, y'all understand gangster, okay? You just don't like it when it's in the White House. But just use common sense, man. It's ways to get money. It's ways to be illegal to get money. It's ways to get money that nobody don't really know about that they shouldn't be doing, and some people want to get it like that. Some people gonna get it like that to get their money, man. To get extra money, to get more money. Okay? That's a common sense thing. You got this big, huge system that's dealing with monies. What do you think? You think it's just all holy? Use your common sense, man. That's all I'm saying. So, but the national leader is not held down by those things. The national leader is free from the corruption, free from literal politics of all sorts. They're free from it all. And they're able to look and see what the people really need, see the real issues of humanity, not the issues of the system for humanity, the issues of humanity, and because some Christians, some preachers are not going to do it. They're just not going to do it. They say they love people, but they just are not going to be a national leader. They're not going to do it. You got some on both sides, any religion you want to name. They are going to feel that it's becoming political to be a national leader. Because you do at some point have to come to a table of negotiation with the powers that be in order on the behalf of the people. That's what you got to do. You got to be able to do that. And you got to educate yourself on it. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing with the national leader. Although he's not involved in politics, he or she is not involved in politics, they are aware of what politic details are. And, and they're aware of what needs to happen currently for the people concerning the details of those politics. They're born with it, man. You can't, this is one thing, that's what separates national leaders from everything else. Is that you're either born to do this or not. You can't jump up being no national leader. You will be killed. Because all you're going to do being a national leader, not really born to do that, you're going to spin your wheels. You're going to dig out of just a zeal. You're just a zealous digger trying to change things, but you don't naturally have it. You don't have that thing, that it thing. You have to have it. With anything that you're called to do, you got to have that it thing. You just got a brain that sees it for what it is. If you don't got that, man, you can't do it. You can't do it. You got to naturally have it. I don't like this is not some formal speech. This is just flowing out because I naturally have it. I naturally have it, man. You know what I'm saying? This is me. While so many people are out here trying to be a national leader or trying to form organizations, and if you look at all the organizations that's been in place all these years, they never changed anything. You name them. You name whoever it is that you respect, and I'll show you how they have not done nothing. Then I'll show you people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X was on the scene. Look how short of the time they was on the scene and how they changed things. Look at some of these people that's even in entertainment, how they was on the scene for a matter of this or that amount of time and how much they changed. And then you got some people around for decades and they ain't changing nothing. And it's not their fault. Don't blame them, because at least they're not trying to do something they're not supposed to do. You expect them, because they on the top, to be a national leader. That's what it really is. You even expect this from your rappers? Yeah, you do. You want your rappers to touch on all these things. You want your rappers to get financially involved with the community, and they're not born to think like that. They're rappers. They're not national leaders. You're lucky. You're blessed in your lifetime if you get a rapper or an entertainer that's able to get into those fields and is a national leader too. That's why they killed Tupac. Because Tupac, I think he might have been a national leader. If you read between the lines and look at it for what it is, all the things he was talking about, how sincere he was, because some people don't care nothing about this. They don't care nothing about changing the people. They just rather get their money and die. They rather just be a slave and die, man. They rather do that. But some people cannot stand back and let it happen. They rather die than to live the way you live. It's just pathetic to them. It's pathetic, the life that you're given, that you accept.